Kind of want to play a Voidborn too. For Voidborn, I do say that those won't be playable. It's unlikely to play a Voidborn because they're alien creatures from a dimension of pure nothingness, driven by instinct to unmake and consume all of reality. Their fundamental nature makes them a poor fit for a player character. However, the existence of Kaisa, this character here, a human who survived by bonding with a Void symbiote, opens a slim, speculative path. A future Void-themed expansion could potentially introduce a highly specialized Void-touched race or class, but this remains a distant possibility, not a launch consideration. So what I'm saying here is that the Void, so you have the Watchers up here. There's two places where the Void kind of exists. You have the Watchers and the Freljord, which are the huge eye-looking guys. They're at the bottom, underneath Frostguard Citadel and the Howling Abyss. And then you have a second group, which are down here and have to do with Bel'Veth and Acacia and the Lavender Sea and whatnot. So we have Void creatures. Kha'Zix, I think, is in here. Like, this would be an example of Voidborn. These I don't think are going to be playable. One, because they're very singular-minded. Vel'Koz is in here as well. He's loyal to the Watchers. I think he just got introduced, right? Vel'Koz. Like, I don't think these characters are going to be playable just because, one, their models are crazy, and two, they're not really going to be on our side. They're going to be against us. They're allied with the Void. In Vel'Koz's case, he's allied with the Watchers, who are all the way up here. He's kind of their eyes and ears in Runeterra, trying to find weaknesses to exploit. The way that you can play a Void-themed class would be if you play a character like Kaisa. Kaisa fused with a Voidborn, and now she has like Void-themed abilities. But I don't think that'll come until the Acacia expansion, which I don't think is going to come at launch because there's so much to explore here. And I think what's going to happen is we're probably going to get Demacia, Noxus, Shurima, maybe like Piltover with the first level of Zaun, nothing deeper than that, and Bilgewater will be the launch map. Because then you'll feel the whole world and you'll be able to see everything without actually exploring it. Acacia, in terms of Shurima, isn't even on the map. They literally erased it from history because the Void is kind of stagnated there, and if it has any material, if it gets any like material, like human material, life material, whatever, it'll consume it and then reactivate and start consuming the rest of the world. So that's the problem right now with the Void. And I don't think we're going to explore this at launch just because it deserves an expansion. There's so much here. Salt of the Earth. One of the few known ways to combat the Void is to starve it. With no organic or magical sustenance nearby, the Void's material growth will slow until it eventually falls into a dormant state. And that's what we have right now with Acacia. And so they literally took it off the map. So I don't know if you would play a Voidborn. Imagine at the end of the season they give the highest level player access to Aurelion power and you can wipe out the progress of the players of an entire server. Lamau, jeez, Aurelion Sol. I hope we honestly never see Aurelion Sol. Like, not we never see him, but like we never... Aurelion Sol is too much of a god level being for us to ever... We'd definitely never fight Aurelion Sol. I think that... I just hope that we'll never, like... We should never beat Aurelion Sol. We should need him on our side. I think we're going to need him to fight the Void, like his boon, right? He's the only one that ever really stared into the abyss and, you know, was able to damage and threaten the Watchers in a way, at least in our realm. In the material realm, Aurelion Sol is more powerful than the Watchers. And he's the only one that can really rival them. So I think we're going to need his help. I don't think we'll ever fight Aurelion Sol. He's too big. We could fight him, but not defeat him. We would escape, for example, like a 30-man raid. He's way too big, guys. He's way too big. Like, you gotta remember, Aurelion Sol is freaking massive, okay? We're talking like a god level being. You're not gonna touch his freaking finger. Aurelion Sol. Yeah, Aurelion Sol cinematic. Look at finality, guys. Look at finality. This is the guy you're saying we're gonna fight. He's made of stars. He created the freaking star. A star is like the tip of his finger. The sun is on the tip of his finger. This guy created the freaking cosmos. Like the way he's shown in game is smaller because he has to fit in League of Legends. But you're not gonna ride on this guy's back. We're not dealing with Deathwing. Aurelion Sol is, and keep in mind he's wearing a crown at this point, which is pushing him away from Runeterra. We're talking millions of miles away. And this guy's stars traveling. And what you're seeing here, flecks of gold falling from his crown. Because if his crown is ever destroyed, ever weakens to the point where he can get close to Runeterra, he'll destroy it. Because he's so... Right now, in the current lore, he hates Runeterra. Because we helped the aspects, unknown to us, we helped the aspects put this crown on his head and entrap him. And keep in mind, he is so far away from actually Runeterra, but look how massive he is. This guy is too big, too cosmic level. I hate what they did with the Titans in World of Warcraft. I think it made them feel smaller and less impactful in the lore, and not as the cosmic level beings they should be. So I don't even want to fight Aurelion Sol. I honestly don't like the whole putting a crown on Aurelion Sol's head to control him, when he is literally holding the sun at his fingertips. In one cinematic, the storyline should keep him as something that exists, but we never see. Yeah, I mean, the crown, he was tricked into putting on the crown by the aspects. So it was etched with the inscrutable patterns of Celestial Realm, and Aurelion Sol does have an ego. So he thought it was a gift for him, and he came down, and the aspects, you know, like Pantheon had the aspect of war in him. We're talking about like the Golden and Silver Sister. So the people that tricked him into putting on the crown were pretty powerful themselves. It's not like the actual Targonians tricked him, even though that's the way it's portrayed in the story. That's because the Targonians didn't even know, I think. They didn't understand the inscrutable patterns of Celestial Realm. The aspects did, and it really benefited the aspects to entrap him. Well, Aurelion Sol wants revenge against Runeterra. Yeah, he does, because the whole gifting thing. Targonians climbed to the peak of Mount Targon and gifted Aurelion Sol a crown as a thank you for the sun that he created for him. He thought it was just a gift. He should have realized, like, this is a fledgling civilization. They probably don't know the Celestial Realm and the stars and all this stuff. And the crown was etched with the inscrutable patterns. And so it entrapping him, you know, he should have been a little bit more forethinking about it. By the way, how do you think they managed to make a crown trillions of times heavier than the whole planet on his head? Yeah, that's why the Targonians did not make this crown. It's a magical crown that grew when he put it on. It's like the Targonians took it up, he took the crown and then it expanded and then he put it on his head. It wasn't like they built it because it's the size of freaking Runeterra. Bigger, way bigger. It seems like he will figure out one day and beyond. Exactly, that's what I think is going to happen. He'll figure out one day, and I think the aspects are bad. I think that we're going to realize that these are bad, the aspects, and we'll eventually go against them. And I think Diana, Leona, Pantheon realizes it. He like killed the aspect of war by getting stabbed by Aatrox. Taric is another aspectual host. Zoe is an aspectual host. Some Pantheon voice lines talk about the aspects. Pantheon voice lines. Think of legends. Look at this voice line.
I have faced many self-proclaimed gods. The worst wears the face of a child.
Yeah. So he's talking about the aspectual hosts, the aspects. He's saying the worst wears the face of a child. He's talking about Zoe and wearing the face of a child. I think that there's a darker secret to become with the aspectual hosts like Diana, Leona, Taric, Zoe, how much control they actually have and how much the aspect will is enforced upon them. So yeah, we're gonna definitely look into that, and I think Aurelion Sol will eventually be on our side. It seems like yeah. Okay, that makes sense, because I can't picture mortal Targonians even coming into contact with Aurelion Sol. Yeah, they didn't. Infinite money glitch, bruh, multiplied gold. Infinite money glitch, multiplied gold. Yeah, oh yeah, from the crown. Yeah, I agree. They should have used it to get gold. Instead, they used it to entrap a god that now wants us destroyed. It was the wrong move.